Hey, what's up guys, Chilix here, welcome back to more Witch on the Holy Night. Last time we finished off chapter 1.5 where Sojiro and Aoko went to volunteer to church. Which, for Aoko wasn't really voluntary for her, because she was like, oh well, this is workaround for the job thing for Sojiro, and then the teacher was like, hey, why would you do it? Two's better than one, and she was like, fuck. But yeah, we're now going to we'll go back onto the main story. Little happening of last night. Oh, it pops up the archive thing here. I didn't even realize. Oh, so I didn't even have to be going through the main menu. I could have gone through. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, anyway. Next episode. Little happening of last night. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
都会は魔界だ。
Yeah.
けど、慣れれば割と住みやすいとは思う。
Sojiro sighed listlessly. He looked down at the winter schoolyard below, lost in thought. December was written on the corner of the chalkboard. He couldn't believe 10 days had already passed since he transferred to the school. The last vestiges of autumn had faded with the change of the month. The trees were all but barren, and the ground below them a mat of fallen leaves. Fourth period was classics. An elderly teacher stood at the lectern and rambled on. Well, he had finally gotten used to the classroom. He still had a long way to go to get up to speed in his classes. Lacking even the basic understanding most students learn in their early scholastic life, it was a battle for Sojiro to keep up. Even if he was unable to grasp all of the content right away, he at least tried to memorize everything in the hope that he could make use of it down the road. Which is why losing himself in his thoughts was about the last thing he should have been doing. Yeah. He would normally chastise himself for daydreaming, but... Troublingly, he was unable to concentrate in class today. Why? Sojiro could not place the source of his lack of concentration. It couldn't have been the winter in the city. It was much milder than in the mountains. Neither was his part-time job particularly tiring. He was not any more physically fatigued than the average student, so that couldn't be it either. Others might conclude that it was because the courses were boring, but that seemed off the mark too. Sojiro didn't share his classmates' opinions about their classes. Yeah, if it's completely new to you, it's probably at least somewhat interesting. On the contrary, he rather enjoyed his class time. No, his frame of mind was not to blame either. Trying to figure out what was wrong only made him more depressed.
いけない。こんなんじゃ気が散る一方だ。
Was it because of the hot, well, not date, but the outing with Aoko? Again, assuming that happened before this. I would think it did. But it's hard to say. I'm still not sure how that... I don't know. He scolded himself and turned his attention to the chalkboard. The rhythmic ticks of the chalk were sending him into a slumber, but he somehow managed to resist their lullaby. And yet, he was still unable to focus on the class. How vexing. Sojiro reflected silently, as was his custom, and sighed inwardly. Deep down, he knew the real source of his agitation. Okay. The events of the previous night were the only thing it could be. Okay. Was that when he was walking in town after his volunteer work with Aoko? Maybe? With the chime to signal the end of class, the teacher bowed and exited into the hallway. To see him off, the 30 or so students all stood up from their desks. The clock, which had seemed to slow dramatically around 11:30, now struck noon. The tension seemed to fade from the room all at once. The release from a difficult lesson. Was the start of lunchtime the highlight of school life? Yeah, I don't know. Misaki High's cafeteria wasn't particularly known for its quality of food. Complaints that the quality was below that of a private school went unheeded, and the same unique flavors appeared on the menu each and every day. Hey, okay, this might be a hot take, right? You know, I'm American, and you know, people say Americans, you know, like school lunches are like the worst. I'm not gonna lie, man. The fucking quote-unquote meat and like nacho cheese like on nacho day, that fucking slapped. The spicy chicken sandwich days, those fucking slapped. Like, again, you know, I might be the weird one, but you know, that school lunches are pretty fucking good in my opinion. But yeah, it's just even if it's the same thing pretty much every day. Private school prices coupled with subpar quality led the majority of students to opt for boxed lunches instead. Fair. That is more than fair. Sojiro's Class 2C was no exception. The boys muscled as many as 10 desks into what resembled a long dining table. Conversely, the girls divided themselves into smaller tables of 2 or 3 desks with practiced ease and started chatting with their cliques. Not a single student wasted even a second of their precious lunchtime. While both sides differed in method, they shared a common goal. Sojiro was struck dumb by the efficiency of the transformation. Even after 10 days, he was unable to keep pace with the rest of the class, and remained seated where he had sat during the previous period.
Oi! Kochiko Yoshizuki!
At least he's got a buddy. The voice came from the large makeshift dining table near the window. Kosuke Kinomi was beckoning him over while leaning back in his chair in a way that looked like he could fall backward at any second. That's the best. You just play with your life for a minute, you know, just tilt the chair back. He was regularly shot down by others in the class for being lazy and crass, but his earnest nature kept him from getting on anyone's bad side. Okay. Though something could be said for not being so forthcoming all the time.
飯にしようぜ、飯。俺さ、昨日店の残り物もらいすぎたんだよ。春巻きだよ、春巻き。それを見た親父がさ、もらったもんは残すなってうるさくてさ。
I mean, hey,
春巻きしかねえんだわ。
Spring rolls are pretty fucking good though, right? You know, so I wouldn't complain. But I guess if that's the only thing, I don't know. It seemed his endgame was to find someone who might take pity on him and trade for something better. The two of them worked at the same restaurant, so he was one of the few people Sojiro knew before starting school. He was also the reason Sojiro was able to learn the true meaning of the phrase, "Can't live with them, can't live without them." Yeah, I can see that.
いいな、しずきも来いよ。今日は待ちに待った缶詰祭りをすっからさ。
Canned Food Festival Day, what?
ついに結婚するのかよ。誰か冷静になった方がいいんじゃないのか？実際。
I don't know what they're talking about.
バカ、すげえ楽しいってきっと。そりゃパチモン臭いけど、カニ缶とか食い放題なんだぜ。サバ缶じゃなくて。
Yeah, canned crabs, not bad. Not great, not bad though.
マジ？やったー！俺も参加する！コンビーフは一人一個？それとも早い者勝ち？お前な、一人で何個も食えるもんじゃねえぞあれ。うまいのは最初の一個だけだって。
Yeah.
しずきたちが来るならノルマは一人7個に下がるのか。助かるな。
ところで木の実の弁当の中身なんか缶詰より硬そうじゃね？
What? What? The spring rolls look harder than the cans? That doesn't sound good. The boys usually pass the time by making fun of each other's lunches, but today they were united against the common foe. A pyramid of countless cans stood in the middle of the table. They had all been taken from the pantry of a certain student's house, and the expiration dates on them had all been scribbled out with a marker. That is sketch as fuck.
よしやろうども。各自毎缶切りの用意はいいな。食べるも地獄、残すも地獄。我ら5次元目の授業はないものと恐れぬ修羅となり、鉄の悪魔どもを平らげん。
Okay.
食材は下町の何でも紹介、マーケット中山からの提供です。
Okay. What? What?
ヒュー、バカも休み休み、イエーイ。
The boys united as one and hoisted their can openers into the air. Okay.
ほら、しずきも食べようぜ。缶切りならまだあるからさ。
He's like, I don't want any part of this.
いや、君らの弁当の毒味はごめんだって昨日言ったはずだ。それに、その缶詰半分以上、賞味期限切れてるだろう。
Yeah, probably.
なんだよ、釣れねえな。
Live a little, meaning take a risk with your life on expired food. Quite an inexplicably excited group of guys. Yeah. Their real motivation seemed to be to spread the pain. But moved by their energy and conceding defeat, Sojiro got up from his seat and joined them. Joining the dark side. And before he could...
じゃあ、私たちが釣り上げようかな。
Who? Whomst?
しずきくん、あんなの放っておいて一緒にどう？
Oh, yo? Is he popular with the girls? Another interested party joined the fray. Okay. A girl with short but stylish hair had called out to him. She had also tried to get Sojiro to join the track and field club several days earlier, but yeah, he doesn't have the time for that with how much he works.
いや、そっちも遠慮したいな、できれ
What?
ば。
Bruh. He answered with a troubled look in his face. On their table was nothing but a pile of fruit Sojiro had never seen before. Is it durian?
なんで？パパイヤとか嫌い？
Papayas? What?
マンゴ
Papayas are
ーもあ
good.
るし、ヤシの実だってあるし、内緒だけど、夕張メロンもあるんだから。
How? I guess. Yeah, no, I guess in the mountains, probably forced to be. I guess the only things he would have would maybe be apples and maybe orange. Do oranges even grow in Japan, like natively? Probably. I know the apples definitely do. I don't know. The members of the fruit group pumped their fists in unison at that last delicacy.
待て、なんだヤシの実って、あれ食えるもんなの？
Yeah?
あ、マンゴー余ったら回してほしいな。
You boys have your cans. Fuck off.
バカ、肉食え肉。そんなんだから貧弱な体してんだぞ、お前ら。
No. You kind of need a balance of things. But okay. Sojiro couldn't keep track of all the voices flying across the room.
わかるのは、どっちも破滅的だってことだけだ。
I would rather go, well, on the off chance I got like a non-expired can, I might go with the other group, but I feel like the fruit group is the safer overall bet. That being said, he found it difficult to refuse them outright. His tendency to accept others' goodwill at face value occasionally left him frozen with indecision. Not accustomed to regular human interaction, he was unable to judge when it was or was not appropriate to turn someone down. Big same, buddy. Big same. Someone tapped the lost little lamb on the shoulder.
ほっとけほっとけ。いちいちここのバカどもに付き合ってちゃ人生台無しだ。適当に流しとけばいいんだよ。
Yeah, good advice.
ほら、お前らもな、善良な羊を悪の園に引きずり込んでんじゃねえよ。
An appropriately loud voice echoed throughout the classroom from behind him.
副会長。
Oh, he's the vice president? Okay, I know he's the guy from 1.5, but didn't realize he was... Wait, no, was he? No, yeah, this is the guy from 1.5, right? I didn't realize he was the vice president. Or did I don't remember. Sojo turned around to see a boy about a head taller than him. Head taller. His long hair, well unkempt, had been brushed back, giving it an appealingly windswept look. His attractive features belied the contempt for the classroom his eyes carried. Unlike the perpetually dopey-looking Sojiro, he was an extremely attractive boy, capable of captivating anyone who so much as glanced at him. Sounds like magic to me. In most cases, such a boy's presence would be met with awe and respect. However...
なんだよ、副会長様のお出ましかよ。てめえらのバカ顔にはコリゴリだって学食に陣取ってたんじゃなかったのかよ。
へへへ、ここは見ての通りボンクラどもが集う貧民街でございますよ。王子はほら A 組の綺麗どころとカフェでお茶でもしてればいいじゃない。
またしずき呼びに来たのかよ。青子女子といい飛び丸殿下といい、しずきなんかヤバいことしちゃったのか。
Huh? What? Okay.
しずきくんは校則違反しないじゃん。ちょっとそれ以外のルール破るだけで。ってことはやっぱり築地くん、青崎に振られてからそっちに走ったって本当だったのね。
I don't think that... okay. They continued to give him a hard time. Sojiro couldn't help but feel sorry for him. The class vice president... wait, what? Huh? So he's not the vice president of the of the student council, but he's the vice president, like, of the, like, this class's representatives, or like, okay. The class vice president, on the other hand, showed absolutely no reaction whatsoever. But that wouldn't make, no, he has to be, I don't know. I feel like the translation's not perfect. He glared at them with a bored look and simply raised his voice.
相変わらず無駄に元気があって結構じゃねえかてめえら。そんなに活力たぎってんなら冬季特別清掃班にだって参加できるよな。おい
You sound like a Yakuza.
今んところ自主的に申し出てるのは全校で一人しかいねえんだ。西井全員が参加すりゃ俺も青崎も肩の荷が下りるってもんなんだがよ。
Yeah, pretty much. The menacing growl in his voice contrasted greatly with the boys' well-constructed looks. Both Team Canned and Team Fruit's words were doused like a fire being smothered. This was partly due to their fear of the boy, but mostly due to their fear of the special winter cleaning team. Yes, the special winter cleaning team. Joining meant spending part of your winter break cleaning up the old school building and mountainous rear courtyard that had been neglected by the previous 2 student councils. It was a form of legalized torture that could potentially ruin 3 whole days of your winter break. And forget about any compensation in the form of extra credits. No, it was pointless volunteer work for a student council project. It was practically a miracle that they had found even a single volunteer.
いや僕らちょっと体弱いんでスミッチョで缶詰食べてますね。
Let me guess. The one volunteer was Sojiro. I'm betting on it.
私たちも貧血気味でこうやって果物食べてないと死んじゃうっていうか冬休みはもう予定いっぱいっていうか
If we don't eat this fruit, we'll die. Okay, sure. All of the students but one scuffled away.
よし、昼食はやっぱり静かにやらねえとな。1年坊主の教室より2年の教室の方がやかましいなんて苦情、いい加減にしやがれよ、アホども。
I kind of feel bad for the class, but the mob meekly scurried away. Sojiro turned to join them, but as he did,
お前はこっちだ、宗次郎。ちょい顔貸せ。
the hand on his shoulder held him in place. Oh no.
だよ、生徒会応募。人んちのテーブルマナーまで指図してほしくねえよな。
Kinome cursed him under his breath to his friends the second the vice president turned to go.
はあ？上等じゃねえか、木の実。いいぜ。お前が記念すべき2人目だ。
あ、
冬休み、首を洗って待ってやがれ。
Take it back, Kinome, quick. The vice president must have heard everything Kinome said, because he gave a thumbs up before figuratively jabbing it in his eye.
はあ？何言ってんですかあいつ。あれ自主的なイベントじゃん。いくら副会長だって強制はできないですよね。
I mean, yeah, that takes out the voluntary part. The problem child of Class C laughed merrily.
そりゃ昨日までの話だ。
What?
会長の提案が学校側に受理されてな。本日付で生徒会役員は強制力のある推薦権をもらえたんだよ。
Nah. Okay, I don't like that. That's some bullshit right there. Like, if that's the case, you have to give credit. Like, if they don't, because if you forcibly enlist them and they don't show up, you can punish them, but they don't get any reward for doing it. Like, that's, come on. I don't like that.
特に会長と副会長の推薦は絶対だ。拒否した場合、学校側はともかく、青崎が何するか、俺には止められねえから、そのつもりでな。
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
それ事実上の死刑宣告じゃん。生徒会マジ応募。
Hanging by the Okay. Kinomi's terrified shrieking continued behind them as the vice president and Sojiro left the classroom.
お前も大変だな、宗次郎。
I don't know.
あんたも割と暇なんだな。
I mean, this is and I guess it's a pretty normal sized student council room. It's about the same size of the student council room in Seitokai Yakuin Domo, which is fantastic, by the way. If no one's ever watched Seitokai Yakuin Domo, I highly recommend. It's an anime. It certainly is. It certainly is an anime. Yeah. If you don't like dirty jokes, though, maybe. But I mean, if you're here watching me, I make dirty jokes all the time, so yeah, I highly recommend it. The two entered the empty student council room. Misaki High's student council had the use of two rooms. One was a large office specifically made for the student council. The second was an archive room, once used as a preparatory office for math courses. As the latter of the two, the walls were lined with densely packed shelves. Okay, so this isn't even the main, okay. Making an already cramped room seem even more confined. For this reason, it served more as a private refuge to the student council. The two students sat across from one another. Tobimaru Tsukiji. He was the son of the chairman of Misaki High School. Was the son? Okay. And the vice president of its school council. Like Sojiro, he was in his second year, and first met the transfer student a week earlier, when the task of looking after him was dumped onto the student council.
副会長はやめろって。クソったれな話だが、俺は所詮会長の犬だからな。
You know, I would... never mind. As self-deprecating as his words were, he hardly seemed dissatisfied with the arrangement. I mean, who would be dissatisfied? I mean... He took a snack from his pocket and grimaced at it before taking a bite. The 100-calorie energy bar sacrificed flavor for efficacy, but somehow not enough to prevent him gnawing on it like a piece of jerky. Well, fair enough.
そうか。でも犬は良くないな、飛び丸。
I mean, yeah, depending on how you look at it. Sojiro sat in a chair with a concerned look on his face.
あ？犬がどうしたって？
犬は良くないって言った。例えが違う気がするし、何より怖いぞ、あれ。
Okay.
なんだよ。山奥育ちのくせに犬が怖いのか？
そりゃ大抵の生き物は怖いけど、犬は別格だ。徒党を組んだ野犬ほど始末に追えないものはない。
Well, you don't really have to worry about wild dog. Well, I mean, they did say that there are places where wild dogs hang out in the city, but you know, in general, dogs are okay.
足の速さも脅威だけど、何より執念深すぎる。
Yeah.
坂だろうと追いかけてくるし、最後の一匹になるまで引かないんだぞ。
Sojiro opened his lunch as he spoke. Inside the bright green cloth, 3 beautifully made triangular rice balls.
ショックだ。
What?
ショックって何が？
いや、そんなこの世のものとは思えない握り飯を見たのは初めてだ。
I'm willing to bet he made them himself. Oh, I didn't mean to talk over him.
それどっちなんだ？
褒めてるんだよ、バカ。
That did sound very complimentary, but okay. Sojiro was always confounded by phrasing that could be interpreted in multiple ways. Euphemisms and subtle sarcasm were often lost on him. Yeah, I've noticed. It was only on rare occasions like this one that he chose to confirm what was being said. Tobimaru had come to suspect that Sojiro had a very black and white way of saying things.
ところで、その固まった小麦粉みたいなの、美味しいのか
？Sojiro stared at the energy bar with a curious look on his face.
まずくはねえが、うまくもねえよ。まあ、試してみる分には止めねえが。人間、何事も手間暇惜しむようになっちゃおしまいだぜ。ことが三大欲求ならなおさらだ。
Uh-huh. Tobimaru quickly finished off his bar, put another one on the table, and grabbed one of Sojiro's rice balls. Sojiro failed to notice the rudeness of the forced exchange and gave the proffered energy bar a try. I mean, yeah, if he's okay with it, I guess it's fine.
なんだか土を食べてるみたいだ。
Yeah. Yeah.
違いない。遊びをなくせば人生こんなもんだって見本だな。
Out of principle, Sojiro labored over his energy bar, cringing all the while. He was both curious of the unknown and loath to leave something unfinished.
今無理に平らげる必要はねえぞ。そいつの利点は携帯食ってところだからな。素で味気ないが、食えるうちは味が落ちないのがいいところだ。
Yeah, yes.
まあ、そっちはともかく。どうだ、少しは慣れたか？
ああ、飛び丸や青崎が気を使ってくれているからね。
Tobimaru turned his eyes up to the ceiling, unable to handle Sojiro's carefree smile. As absent-minded as Sojiro might have been, his expressions were nonetheless incredibly earnest. It was like poison to someone as self-absorbed as Tobimaru.
だから青崎は来ねえんだよな。
Why? It's too much to handle? He took a bite from the rice ball to steer himself away from such thoughts. Though now cold, the rice had managed to maintain its freshness, startling Tobimaru.
ん？いや待て。気を使ってんのは俺だけじゃねえか。青崎なんて、お前が転入した日に彼迷惑だから見張ってて。一言だけだぞ。
Wow, you just spelling it out for him? Goddamn.
なんでそこで君が怒るんだ？
いや、だからだな。お前が学校になれるよう陰ながら見守ってんのは俺で、青崎は生徒会室で全校生徒の弱みを集めてるだけって話だ。面倒な苦労してんのは俺だけじゃねえかって。
Don't even crap jobs. Tobimaru stopped himself, realizing how ridiculous he sounded. Sojiro, rightly so, knew it was nothing to get this upset over.
いいさ。青崎に言いつけられなきゃこうなることもなかったしな。知ってるか？あいつどうして俺にこんな役させたと思う？
She hates dealing with both of you, I'm guessing.
副会長だからだろ。
Tobimaru's handsome face went dark.
あのな、どうして副会長が転入生一人にかかりっきりにならなくちゃいけねえんだよ。
No.
いいぜ。機会があったら青崎本人に聞いてみな。あいつの本性がわかるからよ。
I mean, He snatched another bite of the rice ball while grumbling under his breath. There it was again. Rice grains that were just dry enough to be fresh and tender in the mouth. A morsel that betrayed its humble description, which must have been delicately molded by a master chef rather than haphazardly clumped into a ball. Right.
そして何よりこの塩加減。中の具から染み出した厳妙な醤油加減はどうだ？食欲をそそるどころか脳を食欲だけにするような。おお。
飛丸、思ってることが口に出てるみたいだけど。
いや、それほどのショックだったってわけだ。なあ、その字。これ具は何だ？
Again, why is he calling him that? Sonoji, what? It was only natural to inquire about the unexpectedly delicious bite. He had been nibbling around the edges and had not yet reached the center.
ああ、それはイナゴ。
ありえねえ。
The vice president choked on his cough. He had assumed that Sojiro would prefer earthy ingredients instead of seafood on account of his mountain life, but he never expected he would use grasshoppers.
くそ、食う前に言えよな。信じられねえぐらいうまいと思っちまったじゃねえか。
ああ、今のは嘘だよ。
You joke? Wow. They locked eyes for a moment.
本当は鮭。いくらなんでもイナゴはね。
おお、そうだよな。いや、安心した。
Of course.
いくらなんでもイナゴはね。
Yeah, of course, right, yeah.
ああ、こんな都会で身の締まったイナゴが手に入るもんか。
Another joke, or as curious as those words were, Tobimaru decided to let them go. Yeah, just don't question it. Just don't question it.
たく、どっちにしても冗談きついぜ。危うく吐き出すところだったじゃねえか。らしくねえぞ、宗十郎。
君が青崎の悪口を言うからだ。
Oh. Okay, I see you, Sojiro. I see you. Sojiro closed his eyes as he continued to chew on his rice ball. Hey, yo, my boy. What? Tobimaru watched incredulously as Sojiro made no attempt to hide his disapproval.
おい、今のはさすがに聞き捨てならねえぞ。俺が青崎の悪口を言ったから意種返しをしたと、そういうことか？
Apparently. Sojiro continued chewing. The country boy's silent protest said all that needed to be said. The vice president suddenly looked like he'd been struck by lightning.
なんてこった。お前、まさか青崎に惚れてんのか？
I don't know about fall for, but...
そうなのか？そうなんだな。おい、眠ってねえで起きろ。
I mean, she's very earnest, in a sense, I guess. Kind of. Tobimaru flew out of his chair and violently shook Sojiro by the shoulders. Well, yeah, let's move on. Sojiro opened his eyes.
そうか。お前は1年前の惨劇を知らないんだな。
Uh-huh.
知ってりゃ、そんなストレートな破滅願望を持つこともなかったろうに。
Enlighten us then.
君の言葉には誤解が含まれてるけど、それは後にする。それより、1年前の惨劇って？
Tobimaru regained his composure and sat down after a moment's thought.
仕方ねえ。この手の噂をするのは好きじゃねえんだけどな。
Tobimaru reassured himself that it was in Sojiro's best interest as a young man to know. Right.
あれは青崎がまだ1年の頃の話だ。あの頃はみんな入学したばっかりで、青崎がどんな性格か誰も知らなかった。
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
あいつ、外見は文句なしに美人だからな。
Yeah.
そりゃ男どもは狂気乱舞したもんさ。
Little did they know that soon after they would go crazy for an entirely different reason. Okay?
4月5月はもう上を下への大騒ぎだよ。あの時ばかりは上級生も下級生もなかったな。野郎同士の牽制、共闘、果ては決闘まで。まあよくも騒いだもんさ。青崎に近寄るだけでも大変だったんだぜ。
Okay, yeah, no, makes sense, I guess.
なんでそんなよくわからない事態になるんだ？
Because, Sojiro, men are, particularly, high school boys are very interesting creatures.
そりゃ、青崎は一人きり。命知らずな野郎は延べ100人ほどいたからだよ。一人一人青崎とランチしても 3ヶ月かかるだろ。だからまずは男同士でつまんねえ暗闘があったのさ。
And you won, I assume, based on what the other students said earlier.
まあいい。わからねえならそこは飛ばそう。所詮負け犬どもの話だしな。
They were
本
all
筋にはなりえねえ。
they were all a bunch of losers, but wouldn't that include you? So again, because you know the girl mentioned before that you asked her out, so it's like.
でな、そんなどうでもいい戦いを勝ち残った奴らは列なしで1年の女に言い寄ったわけだ。
The conflict, right?
青崎はあれでなんていうか相手のなけなしの誠意じゃなくてあれか勇気、そういうのを無視できずに認めちまうやつだからな。
That makes sense, I guess. Like don't make, like she's a bit short-tempered, but she's not. I don't think she doesn't really seem like a mean person.
言い寄ってくる相手を可能な限り丁寧に断ってた。が中にはそれで勘違いしちまうやつもいたよ。
You? I'm gonna guess it's you.
3年のある野郎が、
Oh,
俺は脈ありと
never
見
mind.
て青崎に何度も言い寄ったんだよ。
I thought it was him because again, because that girl earlier said, oh, did he go to the other team or switch teams after Aozaki rejected him? And so I thought maybe he would have ended up getting put down harshly or something. But no, I guess not.
多分そいつ頭がおかしかったんだ。今にして思うとそうとしか思えん。
Incidentally, Tobimaru decided to gloss over the fact that this student was also the former student council president. Oh.
学園ばかりか。青崎の家まで押しかけたそうでな。あまりにしつこいんで、青崎も堪忍袋の尾が切れたんだろう。ちょっと口にするのははばかられる方法で振ったんだよ。
Yeah, no, I don't really care what she said. If he was following her home, whatever she said was completely valid. Like, once you start invading someone's, like, not only school life, but like getting into their, like, following into their personal life, that's the yeah, no. You deserve what you get. Like,
結果、そいつは自分から他校に転入希望したばかりか、三崎町からも逃げ出しちまって、青崎も1ヶ月ばかり自宅謹慎を食らった。
okay, no, I'm sorry. That guy should have gotten arrested for stalking her. Like, what? If he followed her to her home without permission, he stalked her. He should.
世に言う血の公会堂事件だ。
Okay.
詳しく知りたけりゃ本人はまずいな。新聞部にでも行け。あそこの部長は命知らずだから聞けば面白がって教えてくれる。
I feel like Sojiro wouldn't go behind Aozaki's back to find out more. I feel like if he wanted to find out more from this point, he would just go straight to Aozaki.
飛び丸、その具体的な表現を恋に避けてないか。
仕方ねえだろ。理事長の息子だろうがなんだろうが、怖いものは怖えし、高校ぐらいは無事卒業しとかねえとな。
Yo, that's fair. It's fair.
うちの女子の制服見るたびに規制を上げるトラウマなんて持ちたくねえよ。
No? I guess? Okay. Sojiro tilted his head to the side in confusion. Tobimaru had lost him with that comment.
ああ、いい。それより、なんで青崎なんかがいいんだよ、宗次郎。
I don't know. Good question. Her, straightforwardness, I guess? Mostly? He tilted his head again, this time to the other side.
おい、お前、本当に青崎が好きなのか?
Again, I don't know. I know. It's like I was like poking fun earlier, like, oh, Sojiro, my boy, but I don't know if that's really it.
単に胸がドキドキ言ってるだけなら、それは恋じゃなくて恐怖だってオチもあるぜ。いくらその字がぼんやりでも理由ってもんがあるだろう。
He tilted his head even further. What Tobimaru was saying sounded off, but Sojiro decided not to press the matter. All the more because he found many of his own emotions towards Aozaki to be incomprehensible. Okay, fair.
そうだな、おかしい。俺はあまり彼女を知らないのにね。
You're just drawn to her, I guess? That was because they had not truly spoken to each other since the day she showed him around. Okay, so the church hasn't happened yet? But that... Huh? That wouldn't make sense though, because it... Okay, someone's gotta clear this up for me. It's the church thing was in chapter 1.5, but again, unless he's not counting that as him really talking to her, I guess, but I don't know. Every time Sojiro tried to talk to her, she immediately got up and left. Oh, okay, no, yeah, there it is. Okay, so he wasn't counting that as really talking. As fate would have it, they ended up working together that recent Sunday, but made only idle chatter on the way and back.
けど飛び丸、君は知らないだけなんだ。時々なんだが、誰かの視線を感じて振り返ってみると、いつ失敗するかを心配して見ている人がいる。
Okay.
飛び丸の言う通り、ただ廊下で俺を見かけて単に監視していただけなのかもしれない。本当は俺のことなんて気にせず素通りしたいのかもしれない。けどどんな種類であれ、彼女の心配は本物だ。
Yeah, no, I guess. I don't know. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
それにここが一番大事だと思うんだけど、実際の話、青崎のそういうところのおかげで俺は助かっていたりするんだ。
His tone was measured and sincere. Tobimaru sighed with a tinge of regret. If not for those words, he could have introduced Sojiro to a more suitable girl with whom he could have lived out the rest of his school days in peace. He never went to such lengths for his other friends. Generally speaking, if it was of some benefit to him, he was unafraid of exploiting another. Good to know, I guess. If they're of no use, he didn't bother getting involved with them. That was how Tobimaru Tsukiji operated. Sojiro happened to be the type of person who provided no benefit to Tobimaru, yet somehow sparked in him a desire to help. It wasn't that friendship was completely alien to him. He just didn't have many people he felt that close to. So Sojiro had really fallen for Aoko. It was not his place as a friend to try to change his mind.
やれやれ。結局、惚れてるやつには理由なんていらねえんだな。
You're still assuming it's love. He could just, like, care for her just as a person, be touched by her, like, concern, you know? It doesn't really have to be love.
そんなことはない。理由なら一つある。彼女を一目見たときに、
Oh.
綺麗だなって思ったぞ。
Never mind then.
Huh?
He's like, wait, what? Tobimaru's shoulders slumped.
なんだ、あんだけ恥ずかしいセリフ言っといて、要は外見に惚れてますな。
No,
結局見てくれかよ、宗次郎。
he didn't say that's all it was. He just said he thought she was beautiful. That's it. Come on.
綺麗なものに見とれるのはいいことじゃないのか?
Or no, okay. Bro, I was trying to defend you, Sojiro, but you know, if you're trying, okay. Well,
自分を綺麗に見せる努力をしているんだから、外見から内面を判断するのはそんなおかしな話じゃないと思う。
I mean, judging someone by it? Like, yeah, appreciating fine, but I should judge someone based off it, you know? That sounded like a sophism to Tobimaru, but he had no counterpoint to offer. Sophism. I feel like I should know what that is. So before I say anything, I'm gonna... A fallacious argument, okay. Especially when used deliberately to deceive. Right.
しょうがねえ。分かったよ。この話はもうやめよう。その字が誰をてめえの女にするか、俺の知ったことじゃねえし。
Now, about the one major thing that Tobimaru had been mistaken about this whole conversation. Namely, that Sojiro was not head over heels in love with Aoko and hoped to go steady with her. He merely liked her as a person. Okay, no, that you know, okay, that clears some things up. It just because Tobimaru said, so you know, love knows no reason, and then instead of denying love, Sojiro's like, oh, but there's, so it's okay, never mind. Nobody could have foreseen the massive calamity that would be caused by this simple misunderstanding. Oh no, does Tobimaru try to help him out and like, oh no. Oh no.
だがよ、一つだけ忠告しておくぜ、宗次郎。青崎は喧嘩をした相手だろうと別に嫌うわけじゃない。逆に言えば親切にしたって別に好かれるわけでもない。いい例が俺だ。
He spoke with a pained sigh as if opening old wounds from the past.
そうか。詳しく。
He's like, what happened?
おう、昔な、あいつがあんまりに独善的だったんで、つい手を挙げかけちまったことがある。
I'm gonna let you finish, but
半年前の夏だ。1年もあいつと生徒会やってたもんだから、俺も女っつうより戦友って気になっててな。
Oh, I mean, that doesn't really make it better.
つい勢いで平手打ちをしようと右手を上げた。我ながら4番バッターも角也という腰のひねり。確かな実感とともに俺は勝利を確信したもんさ。
Tell me she kicked your ass. Okay, I don't care how uppity she may have been, but just punching her in the face is not. That's not. Yeah, no. Tell me she kicked your ass, please. He had a distant look in his eyes as his words trailed off. I'm surprised Sojiro's not getting pissed.
翌日になって、こりゃ完全に敵扱いされたなと覚悟して生徒会室に行ってみりゃ、青崎はいつも通りだった。で、以来あいつと俺は会長と副会長で収まってる。
You didn't apologize? Really? Sojiro cited his story. He then said with absolute confidence,
今の話を総合すると、君は単にのろけたいのか？
I don't think... No, his point was that she probably hates him, especially after that, but she still is normal towards him and just really work together. That's his point, I think. I think that's his point. Clearly he had missed the point entirely. Yeah, okay. That's what...
なわけあるか。今の話のどこに甘酸っぱい要素があんだよ。俺としちゃあいつを女として見なくなった決定的な事件だったんだがね。
なんだ、違うのか？
A little bit. A look of disappointment flitted across Sojiro's face. Tobemaru revised his opinion of him. Sojiro was something of a simpleton, but there was something more about him that Tobemaru could not quite place.
とにかくだ。俺が言いたいのは、青崎青子の好き嫌いの基準ってのは普通じゃないってことだ。いいことをすれば好かれる、気に入らないことをすれば嫌われるってわけじゃねえんだよ。あのお姫様は。
Sojiro answered that he would keep it in mind as he looked to the clock. They had been talking for a while, and lunch was almost over.
もう君からの話はないか？
あ？初めからねえよ、そんなの。
Yeah, I kind of forgot how we even got here, to be honest. Something about, like, saving him from the simpletons of class 2C, 2C, 3C, 2C. And then you got here, and then defended Aozaki after... Yeah, whatever. Why had Tobemaru even brought him in here in the first place? Sojiro tilted his head in wonder, but shook it off to deal with the more pressing matters at hand.
よし。じゃあもう少し付き合ってくれ。飛び丸に聞きたいことがあったんだ。
Tobemaru sat up straight, having never seen Sojiro's face look so serious before. Sojiro set aside his rice bowl and cleared his throat.
実は昨日、こんなことがあって。
He spoke solemnly. And as carefully as possible, he recounted what had occurred the night before.